In goes Swan, and that's patted away. Appeal for leg before wicket is out. Katic is gone, and Swan breaks through with a familiar delivery that he has produced this year to left-handers. Going straight on, Katic played no stroke. Billy Bowden thought about it for a couple of seconds, and looking at the replay, that's plumb.
Yeah, good.
And a complete misjudgment by Katic, who will be kicking himself. There have been a lot of batsmen dismissed in this series playing no stroke, and there's another one. In goes Broad again, bowls to Watson. There's a appeal, play before wicket.
Yeah.
He's out. Well, I'm hardly going to bother to try talking over this. There is such a noise. But Watson is walking off very slowly indeed. There did sound to be a hard noise in my headphones. Whether he edged it or not, we shall see.
Yeah.
He hit the back pad.
I think he got a scratch on
He might have got a nick on it as well. But he's been given out LBW. We'll keep looking at the replays for that. And England have taken wickets in successive overs. Harmison moves in, bowls, and that's nudged out to mid-on. Hussey says yes for a quick call there, and the hit, it has hit! It has hit from mid-on. Now he's Ponting out. England think they've got him. Umpire Ralph signals that he wants the third umpire to adjudicate. England are absolutely convinced that Ricky Ponting, almost a la Trent Bridge in 2005, has been run out by Andrew Flintoff, of all people, at mid-on. It was always going to be tight. I'm looking at the replay. The throw going straight up to the far end. Ponting desperately reaching for his ground. He's gone. He has gone. Andrew Flintoff has run out Ricky Ponting from mid-on with a direct hit. Australia's captain has been run out by a foot. Wait for this. Wait for it. And Ponting can't believe it. But he has to go. And if Flintoff does nothing else in this game, he's played a part in winning the Ashes. And Ponting walks off. He's getting a standing ovation. But he won't be enjoying it very much. What a hammer blow. And Ponting now raises his bat as he leaves the oval to a very warm ovation, but also partly one, of course, of great celebration. Well, what drama that was. Swan floats this one up. Oh, it could be run out here! Oh, well, they're appealing for it. I'll explain why, because it was hit hard into Cook's knee. Oh, finally Billy Bowden scoring for a replay. It was hit hard into Cook. The ball bounced away into the leg side, as Clark, rather like Jonathan Trott had done in the first innings, rather lost his balance, came out of his crease, and it was Strauss who threw the ball at the stumps, and I'll tell you something, let's have a look at this from another angle, because it may be that he's either out by a frame or in by a frame. It hit Cook. It's going to be picked up by Strauss. We're looking at the replay. This will be the picture that tells us if Bell's leg is out of the way. Oh, it's not going to tell us, because Bell's foot's in the way. That's how another angle, I'm afraid. Oh, I think it's going to give that out. I think it's going to give it out. I mean, it is very tight, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get excited.
I think he's going to give this out.
We're waiting, but
I think he's going to give it out.
I think he's going to go.
Can you absolutely believe this?
And word has reached the England team. This is an absolute fluky dismissal if it is out, and unfortunately the really definitive one is obscured by Bell's leg. He might go for a benefit of the doubt. We need another angle, really, because the one we can see isn't absolutely square on, but his bat's behind the line from that one. I'm giving it out from here. Matthew Hayden's giving it out.
Get me off this commentary. This seat it's got hot coals on it here somewhere.
It might be that two remarkable pieces of run-out action, if you like. Run-outs, one a wonderful throw from Flintoff at mid-on, and now a fluky one at backward short leg, the ball having hit the other fielder. I think he's going to go, and it's a horrible one for the third umpire because he hasn't got absolutely the best picture, but I think we're going to hear it. And England can scarcely believe it. There's a hat flying around there. I don't know whose that is. A sun hat suddenly appeared from the throng as Michael Clarke now also drags himself off in successive overs. We've seen two dramatic run-outs. And Michael Clarke is out for naught, run out. As unkind a dismissal really as you could have, except you could say he lost his balance. It was very similar to Jonathan Trott, except this was hit hard, it hit the other fielder, it hit Cook, it bounced away for Strauss to pick up and field. And he was one frame from safety as far as the third umpire was concerned. It was the right decision. The angle that we had, the perfect angle, had a fielder in the way, so he couldn't go by that, which would have made it easier for him. But I think the one we know at a slight angle, he's made the right decision, and that's changed the course of events.
Swan bowls to North, who sweeps and misses.
Oh, he's stumped, is he? He's out. Brown thinks he's stumped. He overbalanced as he swept towards mid-wicket, and in fact North has walked now. The umpire did call for a replay, but Pryor knew he'd got his man. It turned from a line of the stumps. It was a premeditated heave to mid-wicket by North, trying to turn the tide. And he overbalanced, the toe dragged. Pryor took the ball and did it well too, because it bounced, and it was a very good stumping to complete a wonderful series behind the stumps for Matt Pryor. 236 for 5, and Swan's got only his second wicket for a lot of hard work today, but he's really deserved that one. In comes Swan, bowls, and heading comes down the pitch, lofts it, it could be caught at mid-wicket. Here's 327 for 6. England fielders converge on the successful catcher. Leaping pleasure, because that, well, I say Johnson is still to come, but that is the last of the recognised top-class batsmen. Athletic approach, high action, then scored at second slip. Collingwood took the catch, he's caught one at last, Harmison's got a wicket at last. And now, I think one may safely say that it is just a matter of time and whether England can finish the job tonight. It's 327 for 7. Johnson goes for a duck, driving without really moving his feet at the pitch of the ball. And Collingwood, having missed a few off the slower bowlers, wasn't to miss the chance there, and he pretty well gobbled it from the hands of first slip. So he does his Durham compatriot a favour. And Harmison's in on the act, and they're all in a huddle, and they know now that the champagne is not far away. 327 for 7.
Here comes Harmison, he bowls, and it's hit in the air. He's caught by Flintoff. A total miscue off a leading edge. Flintoff takes the sitter out there towards cover and settles on his way for 10. They're closing in even more now. 8 for 343. Harmison taking his second wicket. Now they sense that moment is nigh. Stuart Clarke's the new man. Harmison runs up to bowl and Clarke goes forward. There's a field for bat. He's out. Clarke is out. A primary. And Harmison's on a hat-trick. Could he get a hat-trick to win the game?
The stewards have all sat down now, and the policemen have all sat down after that maiden over.
Swan in again for the Vauxhall end, and that bites, he's caught it short leg! And it's Swan who's taken the final wicket. And Hussey, the hero of Australia, who's out. Hussey doesn't like the decision, but he's clapping England now and shaking hands with them. It was Cook who took the final catch. England, and Flintoff doesn't forget to shake hands with the two batsmen. Harmison comes up and does the same. The rest of the England fielders were in a huddle of joy. It's all over. England have regained the Ashes. after losing them so humiliatingly, 5-0 in Australia only 2 years ago. Australia are all out for 348 on a golden evening at the Oval. Handshakes all round. Just 2 stumps remain in the ground. 1 or 2 players have taken souvenirs. The true spirit of cricket shown as players embrace each other. A disappointed Hussey. You would not have put much money on he being the man to be the 11th wicket. You would have thought it would have been the number 11 Hilton House, who's 4 not out. But Hussey pushed off bat and pad to short leg. And a young England team, we thought 4 years ago that the team still had a long way to go and a lot of potential and the chance of regaining their ashes in Australia. It didn't happen. It may do this time.